Hey, man. So we're here on Thursday. We hope you're here with us. And my man, whoever, it doesn't matter. I'm saying that as a general way to greet all of our listeners. And that includes
Mankind.
mankind.
The wrestler?
The wrestler? I like
Nick-
him. He
Nick
was
Foley.
good. Shayne, we are back here on a Thursday morning once again. That is, it's like clockwork. And I'm glad that I pronounced that L a little bit better.
Set your yes. Yes. Set your clocks to Thursday.
I can imagine a bunch of people like getting their roosters like, okay, now you wake me up at 7:45.
Wake me up at Thursday.
Yes, wake me up at Thursday.
Thursday
So-
o'clock.
So Shayne, what are we going to talk about today?
I came up with a hypothetical in parts. And it might be cheesy, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
Okay.
So it's what would you do if you won the lottery?
Okay.
But sometimes lotteries don't just make you filthy rich.
Sometimes
they're
they
not
make you
as
filthy.
much. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
break it up into parts. For
Okay.
example, Jay,
Mhm.
what would you do if you won the lottery but it was $100,000? It's not millions and millions of dollars. You won $100,000. What would you do with it? And go. Stop.
I would,
Just kidding.
I think I would immediately pay off all my debt. Or I should say our debt. Because not your and mine, but
Oh,
no.
yes.
But I think there would be enough left over that we could there'd be plenty left over where we could have some money back in savings, and that would be nice. But yeah,
Yeah.
but the problem is that $100,000 pre-tax or $100,000.
Yeah. So after all the taxes and stuff, okay, it's a $200,000 prize.
Mhm.
After all the stuff, you got 100,000 left. My math
Okay.
might be off, but there's
Okay.
100,000 left.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not retiring on that.
No, but that's what I would do. I'd just pay off my debt and go do some nice things. Maybe
Aw.
take another trip abroad with my wife.
Yeah.
Abroad.
Take a trip
Not
abroad.
not a trip with abroad, but abroad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, what about you? What would you do?
I would lie about it because I wouldn't want anyone to know that I had $100,000.
Oh, we know.
Damn it. Because and pretty much that's what you say, right? I'm going to pay off some debts.
Yeah.
Maybe buy a car. Maybe buy a car for a relative that needs it. Maybe pay off some relatives' debts
Yeah.
because you can't live the rest of your life on it.
I didn't think
You really
about
can't
that.
even you can barely pay for a college education for it. Yeah. So it's boring at that level. And that's a good, solid,
Yeah.
wise, grown-up answer, Jay, that you wouldn't
Well-
just spend it all on cocaine and whores.
Yeah, no, not all of it. And I think that you also brought up a good point that makes me a total complete bastard for not thinking about maybe paying off some bills for family that might need a little help as well. Maybe at least pay a little bit for them. I think that's a really good idea. That's what I'm
Oh.
gonna do, and pay off our debt.
You know what else that $100,000 bought you, Jay?
I don't know, what did it buy me?
It just bought you the right to make tonight's toast.
Oh, I'll be
So I'd like a little
damned.
extra butter. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
I do like butter. I've got a toast that you might enjoy. Okay, hold up your glass. Speaking of trips abroad, hold up your glass.
Sorry.
Here's to men. We don't kiss and tell, we kiss and exaggerate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. So we up the stakes a little bit, Jay. What would you do if
Mhm.
you won after taxes? It's the cash that you get. Still, maybe not enough to retire, maybe close, especially when you're
Mhm.
old and decrepit like we are.
Yeah.
$1 million.
Okay. That's a little bit more interesting. For sure, I would pay off my debt and I would pay off family debt.
I would pay off the federal debt with
Pay off the federal debt. I don't think that would even pay a oh my god, that's great. But I would yeah, but there would be hopefully quite a bit left over, and with what's left over, I would buy pay cash for a house and then put the rest to work for me in some sort of a money earning fund. What do they call those?
so some sort of what do they call a vehicle, a money.
Yeah,
Do 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 something that will earn money back.
exactly.
You would
Yeah,
invest it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, I'd probably want to keep out like a maybe keep out a little bit just to for us to have fun money because you want to celebrate a little bit and
You
that
gotta throw a
you
little bit of a party,
got to
don't
throw a
you?
little bit of a
Like,
party.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, you gotta spend like 20 grand on a big trip,
exactly.
which
Yeah, yeah,
isn't really that big of a trip here
yeah.
in 2024.
You
Big.
you definitely couldn't quit your job for for a million dollars. You could, but you're still gonna still be in a position where you're even if you pay off all your debt, you're still not. That's not enough to live on for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Yeah. If you put it all in the bank, the
Hmm.
interest on it might be close if you didn't live extravagantly.
Yeah,
Might be close. It also depends on inflation. So,
yeah.
yeah, I would do
What
pretty much
about
the
you?
same thing because
Mhm.
I would want to put it into something that's gonna make money back because then if you pick the right investments, then you don't have to. You really can retire and just live off the work you enjoy.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd probably do $900,000 of Facebook ads for Beer Thursday and hope that we could get enough Patreons. Because here's what would be cool, Jay. This is
Yeah.
my dream. One
Okay.
of my Beer Thursday dreams is that we have so much coming in Patreons. I don't know how many people it takes at $5 or $10 a month to do this, or 20. Shout
That's
out to your
true.
mom's house. Not
Hey,
your
there we
mom's
go.
house, but the show
Oh,
podcast that
yeah.
your
Thank you,
mom's
your
ass.
mom's
That's
house.
one of
Yeah.
our I think it'd be super cool where we could give, like, somewhere between 5 may or yeah, somewhere around the $5,000 mark, like,
Yeah.
give away a $5,000 scholarship to a deserving young student every year. How awesome would that be?
That would be really nice.
Or
That
even
would be
a $1,000, but that would be super
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Just a little,
College is so expensive.
yeah. And you know what? I was just thinking about how set up for failure with the whole student loan thing
Yeah. Oh,
because
yeah.
it immediately you're in debt before you even have to start paying back. You're creating this
Enormous debt.
unbelievable debt and it's going to both build and ruin your credit.
Yeah,
And it's just not it's a horrible thing.
and all of the scholarships out there now they're all the same, where you write some 500-word essay on some thing, right? But ours would be
Yeah.
different. Ours would be, I want a 2,000-word essay, but it's gotta
Mhm.
be on some song or book or something like that that's meant a lot to you, and
Yeah.
we would encourage things like comics or King or Joe Hill, excuse me, Joe Hill, not necessarily
Oh my
the
god, I thought you
classics.
were gonna say Joe Hitler. I'm
Joe
like, I don't
who's
think
Joe
that's
Hitler?
I don't know. I was gonna ask you the same thing.
I was gonna say, you should recommend to him that he change his name.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. That's what I would do for sure.
Ye That's what in fact, if I had $1,000,000, I would let everyone who's named Hitler change their name to Joe.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. This has been a good subject. Thank you for bringing that
Yeah.
hypothetical our way.
I'd like to go on record as saying that Jay's hypotheticals were better, and I'll put links to those rounds in the show notes.
Ooh. Mine are just ridiculous. Yours were very thoughtful and thought evoking. No, provoking something.
Yeah. Plus, it came in under 15 minutes.
Well, oh, I think,
Did I
hey,
start this bad
n
boy,
no,
motherfucker, or did
sir.
you?
No, sir.
Well, I gotta end it, don't I?
I gave you the student loan, now you gotta pay it off, my friend.
Thanks for guaranteeing my loan, Jay.
You bet.
We hope that you've enjoyed what Jay would do with $1 million. What we want to know is what would you do with $1 million? Exactly how much of it would you donate to Beer Thursday's Patreon fund? That's what we
Oh,
want
that's a
to
good
know.
question. Yeah.
S- But you know what? You don't have to spend the whole million, just $5. That's all it takes. You can do that at Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell a friend about the show. Say, here, listen to these guys. I love them.
Or,
Subscribe to the
"Hey,
show.
you wanna hear a train wreck? Hey." Is anything
It's-
like that.
yeah.
Just as long as they're listening, that's all we care about.
At this point, we've got about 250 train wrecks to choose from.
That's true.
Yes.
Pick a train wreck, any train wreck.
Yes. And put on your headphones, turn up the speakers in your car when you download your phone apps that automatically produce Thursday morning that
Speaking of train
next
wrecks.
exciting roundup.
Beer